What's up, everyone? Jason Gilbo here at JGilbo11, breaking down some stacking options for tonight's slate. Just 5 games, but a couple of good ballparks to hit in, like Houston and Milwaukee going tonight. Red Sox have a near 5.5 run total. Mets are getting a rookie pitch on the hill. So, if you're building multiple lineups, definitely one to get a couple stacks in on. We'll start with this Mets team. Dinelson Lamet is drawing to start his debut. Decent strikeout numbers in the minors. Looks like he's got some good swing and miss stuff. Will it translate to the major league level? We'll see. But you also look at this Mets team. They don't strike out a ton against right-handed pitching. And when you got guys who are hitting the ball well, like Conforto, Neil Walker, Wilmer Flores, Lucas Duda, it's going to be a tough one. There is a lot of lefties for this right-hander to handle. So, I don't mind the Mets stack. Jay Bruce is questionable. You might get a Conforto, Flores, Walker, type stack going Duda. I definitely don't mind it. The ISO does drop off at home, which is understandable at Citi Field. The weather doesn't look to be particularly thrilling. Not that it's cold, but 60s, rainy is still not particularly great. A little bit of wind blowing in, so I'm not enamored with it. I do think it's an option if you're looking at it, but it's by far the last on my list as far as stacks I'm looking at tonight. Red Sox kind of moving in order as far as game time goes. You look at Nick Martinez, certainly a bad right-handed arm, gives up a ton of hard contact, low ground ball rate, over a 340 WOBA to both sides of the plate in his career. A lot of different ways you can go with this one. If you don't necessarily want to spend all the way up, I don't mind the Pedroia, Benintendi, Hanley, Jackie Bradley Jr. type move. Bradley's hitting the ball hard. He's been a little bit unlucky. He's a guy I'll take a shot on. Over his last, 2 weeks or so, decent exit velo. Been a little bit unlucky this year. So I like kind of the different Boston stack if you don't want to quite pay up for bats or kind of paying up for DeGrom and you can't jam all those bats in. But going up against Martinez, I'm certainly okay with firing away there. High run total. This is a better stacking opportunity for the Red Sox than it was last night against ground ball Martin Perez. So we'll be going back to the well. Tigers, this is definitely a good spot for them here tonight. I'm a little bit weirded out by that run total, just under 4.5 as far as an implied total. If they open the roof there, which it looks like they could, sign me up, man. Mike Fier is completely awful against righties. 467 WOBA allowed, 40% hard contact rate, 36% ground ball rate. Has already allowed 11 home runs. I'll be looking at all the righties there. Ian Kinsler, Miguel Cabrera, JD Martinez, Justin Upton. It looks like Nick Castellanos is going to be held out another day, so we won't get him in the lineup. You'll get Andrew Romine. I love the right-handed Tiger stack here. It's my favorite on the night. It's not expensive. You get some hot bats in there like JD Martinez. I feel like Miguel Cabrera is really underpriced for the matchup. So Tigers certainly fire away. I'm not in agreement with Vegas. I will definitely be hoping to see that run total kind of jump up as far as the day goes on. But I'm a big fan of the Tigers stack tonight. You can certainly fit it in with DeGrom and with the right value bats. So on the other side of that one, Verlander probably just does enough to keep me off of a Houston stack. I don't mind it in a contrarian sense just because Verlander hasn't been that great, but is allowing a decent hard contact rate to lefties, 35%. Low ground ball rate, though, against righties and kind of doing the same thing, is laying a lot of hard contact, low ground ball rate. So, I'm not saying don't stack Houston, but they're in play. If you're just kind of building multiple lineups, I think there's a couple other teams that you can just kind of get ahead of. Houston, I think Detroit and Boston come just a little bit ahead for me. Arizona and Milwaukee. Arizona is certainly a phenomenal stack tonight. You look at Zach Davies as a guy I don't mind targeting ever. 352 WOBA allowed to lefties. Low ground ball rate, doesn't miss a ton of bats either. 424 WOBA to righties. So sign me up with a value Gregor Blanco, David Peralta, Paul Goldschmidt, Jake Lamb, they're expensive. Even a Chris Owings or Brandon Drury, I don't mind. I'll definitely be using the Diamondback stack, even though they're hard contact and Woba drops on the road. Miller Park is certainly not a bad place to pivot away for an Arizona offense that's been red hot. So I'll definitely be looking at Arizona even on the road. As far as the Milwaukee bats go, I mean, a lot of lefty mashers in this one. I mean, you got VR, you got Ryan Braun, Domingo Santana, Keon Broxton, Orlando Arcia. If Hernan Perez can crack the lineup, I'm certainly okay with it. You look at Ray, I mean, he's doing the same thing, allowing a ton of hard contact, 45% hard contact rate. Does miss a lot of bats, so I do feel like this is going to be a boom or bust one. 1.50 home runs per 9 to righties. So, I mean, there is that potential just for a lot of power, a lot of potential. So you're also looking at a possibility where, if they can chase the starters, we're getting into some pens too, which Arizona is certainly not strong. I like the Brewers stack, definitely a GPP one, high risk, high reward against Ray, but it's definitely a potential. So Cardinals, Dodgers, no stacking really needed there. That ballpark stacking against these two pitchers, I'll pass. So I think we're breaking things down here. Detroit comes in as my favorite, followed by Boston, then Arizona, then Milwaukee, and then Houston, and then the Mets. So definitely in play tonight. There are some stacking options. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week.